Lovers, if you are friend zoning to avoid intimacy, whether you're single or in a relationship, I got something for you today. Hello, it's Katie, founder of the School of Self-Love. Love. So glad to be with you for today's Cuppa With Katie show. Thank you for joining me. Coming in a little bit later than usual today. I've had a busy morning of calls and I had to go to Pilates. You know, it's all about the masculine and the feminine balance here at the School of Self-Love HQ. It's about doing all the things and taking care of myself in the process. So yeah, coming to you a little bit later today. But I'm very, very glad to be with you. Thank you for joining me. Let me know, as I can see a few people starting to join, let me know who's here and maybe where in the world you are. Have you got a cuppa? Today I've got chamomile and honey, which is very yummy. There's not a lot that I can drink at the minute that tastes good to me. My post-COVID, long COVID thing is that a lot of food and drink tastes really nasty to me. I would love to know if anyone else is having that experience. So it's not that I've lost the smell and taste. It's that certain things and a lot of things taste really horrible. I've discovered that sweet chamomile tea is divine, though. I can no longer drink coffee. It's horrible. Can't drink coffee, can't drink wine, can't eat chocolate, can't eat crisps. It's all horrible to me now. What's my world become? It's very boring. Please say who's here, because I can see a few of you here. Let me know. I'd love to know. And I am very pleased to be answering a really cool question today. I'm going to read the question. I reckon there's a few of you here now, so I'll just get going. So while this question was sent to me from a woman who is dating, gosh, there's some lovely light coming through. While this was sent to me from a woman who is dating, I really feel like what she's asking could be relevant if you're in a relationship. And I think that, yeah, just... Okay, hear me out. So her question is, when I'm dating, I start with high worth and self-belief. But the longer I date someone, the more I let it go. I stop journaling. I don't say no to things because I'm scared I'll be rejected. My head constantly chats to me all the time about the guy. And then my self-worth has disappeared so much that they end it. I completely exhaust myself. I used to always think that they were emotionally unavailable or avoidant, but I'm taking responsibility for my actions, and I know I push them away through my energy or lack of it. I try and express my needs, but find it so scary to do, and then feel like I'm just stuck in this cycle of being friend zoned, when I know that if I could be more in my feminine, open my heart and express my needs, it would go even further. I'm so bored of blaming the guy when I have the same habits each time. So that was from Izzy, and it's a very vulnerable share. I'm so grateful to you, darling, for asking this question. And I think it's really relatable, like I was saying, whether you are single and dating or in a relationship, because even when you're in a relationship, you can shut down. You can close your heart. You can forget to do your practices. Like you said, you've stopped journaling. You can go into the inner critic, into the chat, into the worrying that maybe you'll be rejected or not enough for your partner. And there's different levels and layers and experiences to that if you're in a relationship, but it still happens in relationship. This is not limited to single girls, women, beautiful women who are dating. Which is why I'm really, really glad to answer this question. So let me just say hi to Layla. Hello, my darling. So good to have you here. Hello. Anyone else? Who's here? I know there's people on. Can you say hi so I know who I'm saying hello to? Layla's like, yep, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, and if anything I'm sharing today resonates for you so much, or you have a friend that you know this would help, please do share it. Let's spread and share the love. So my response to this is, and I kind of need to break this down a little bit piece by piece as well. Oh, look Hi, Sarah. So good to see you. Yay. So I'm going to break it down a little bit, because this question really does speak to how to retain your deep connection with yourself while being able to open your heart to somebody else and be vulnerable. Okay. Hello, Emma. Good to have you. So where do we begin with this? When I hear a question like this, I automatically lean into the invitation to do the inner work, to master mindset, to gain emotional mastery, to tap in to my spiritual self, the truth of who I am. Like, on all of those levels, mind, emotion, spirit, you're being invited to dive deeper. We're always being invited to dive deeper. So whether you're single or in a relationship, this work is important. It's an inside out approach. If your relationships feel dysfunctional, if it doesn't feel like there's a deep connection, if it feels like there's repeating patterns of behavior, if you're noticing you're consistently being triggered by certain things, you're the common denominator. Self-love invites you to take self-responsibility. And if your deepest desire is to have super healthy relationships, you have to start with you, and you've got to focus in on you. And I'm a big believer, like, if you are single, don't start dating until you have done some preparatory work, gone within and checked out. Like, if you're whinging to your girlfriends, I keep attracting the same guy, they're all the same, they all cheat on me, or they're not emotionally available. If there's a repeat, if there's a pattern in the type of person you're dating, you have to take a look inside to understand why that might be happening. How they are isn't your fault. They are coming into your world, however, because there's a vibrational attraction, there's a vibrational match there. And they're coming in because there's something within you that's available for that. There's something within you that behaves in that way too. There's something going on within you that's looking to be changed. If you want to change what you're attracting in when you're out there in the world dating, the change starts with you. You know that saying, be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the change that you want to experience. If you want the next level guy, you've got to evolve into the next level version of you. I had to do it. I was speaking to an amazing woman earlier today who's invited me to speak on her podcast, and she's going to come in and do an expert session in my Love Lounge membership. And we were talking about exactly this. And I was saying to her, I went from 2 back-to-back soulmate relationships. And when I say soulmate, they were soulmates that really deeply triggered me. And I came out of those relationships deeply wounded and, quite frankly, quite broken. And I didn't know who I was. I didn't have any self-confidence or self-esteem. And I was in a really tough place. And it instigated a deep, profound spiritual awakening and personal growth journey. And I essentially went into a cave for 5 years and did my healing work. I went down deep, dark, and dirty, and I healed, because there was a reason why I was attracting the drama into my life. I won't go into it all now. There was a reason why I was where I was at. I was available for it energetically. It spoke truth to something about who I was being, how I was feeling, what I thought about myself. I came out of that cave of transformation after about 5 years, and I was like, where's my guy? I'm ready. And then it took another 3 years. Apparently, I wasn't ready yet. And so my self-love had to deepen even more, because at that point, I then had to have the self-compassion, the self-love, the kindness of saying, Well, apparently for me, more is required. Apparently for me, a deeper healing is needed. And then I went into, deep studies around and healing around masculine feminine energy dynamics, and healing my relationship to the masculine, both internally and externally. It was a profound journey. I had to prepare to be the woman that was capable of being in the relationship that I desired, let alone even attracting in that man. My focus was on me. My focus was on feeling good. My focus was on checking my mindset. Like, what was I thinking? What was I believing that wasn't aligned to what I wanted? While I believed my guy, I mean, basic stuff. While I believed my guy didn't exist in anywhere, like didn't live anywhere near me, so it was. There I was tripping around the world trying to find him. I was avoiding a belief system that was making it really hard for me. As soon as I changed that simple belief, he's local, he's available, he's nearby. That is possible for me. Like, think I'm pretty cool and I live here, so why wouldn't he live here? Why does he have to live on the other side of the world to be a cool dude? That's a really basic one, but there were deep, there was deep belief systems that had to be shifted. I had to notice what triggered me and heal those emotional reactions and move towards them being responses to knowing that when I'm in a relationship, these certain things will trigger me. And instead of flipping out and reacting and losing the plot and creating drama, because once upon a time I was addicted to drama, I get it from Netflix now. I could be in a relationship, know my triggers, know myself, love the part of me that gets triggered because that part of me is linked to my inner child. Love that little girl that made something mean something way back when I was 5 that I've carried through to adulthood. So when that wound gets triggered by something a man says to me, instead of flipping out, I know myself. I love that part of me and I can feel it. I can acknowledge it. I can spend time with my little inner child, be there for me, have my own back, and then respond as a grown-ass woman because I'm a 47-year-old grown-ass woman. I don't have to react like the 5-year-old. So what we don't own owns us. And so before you even start dating, love yourself enough, honor yourself enough, honor the person you're calling in enough to do the inside out work. And don't stop. It's not about being perfect to attract them in, because when you meet your person, boy, oh boy, does the work then really begin in a whole new and different way, and you're just doing it together. But you've got to commit to, there's a certain amount of stuff that you got to do first before you are ready to do it alongside somebody else. Fact. So I know Izzy has done tons of work. She's super evolved, beautiful soul. That's why she can write a question like this. Like, she's almost answering her own question within the question. She's very self-aware. She knows why she's pushing men away. She knows that she's letting go of her spiritual practices. She knows she's letting go of her journaling. She knows she's giving in to sabotaging belief systems and so on. Like, she knows. And so this isn't something to judge yourself for. This isn't another stick to like whack, that self-flagellation. It's an invitation to go, oh, okay. I forgot for a minute. I remember who I am. I remember what it takes to feel like an empowered woman. I have to check out what I'm thinking. I have to notice what I'm reacting to. I apparently I need to go a little bit deeper with my inner child work at the moment, or apparently I need to up my spiritual practices. But you don't stop when you meet the person. That takes some ovaries, right, to not stop. It's very easy to get sucked into the relationship, or if you've been in a relationship for a while, it's very easy to just get into the kind of the humdrum, like just what am I trying to say? Kind of the normality and flow of life. You're just sort of on autopilot and you're in a relationship and And yay, I've met my guy, I'm in a relationship. Now I can focus on work and other kids and other things. And you don't focus on the work you were doing to call him in or her in the first place. You cannot stop. It's that piece of, so many of my clients, and I am so guilty of this too, but with loving kindness, I notice and like put myself back on the path. When we feel good, we stop our spiritual practices. We think, I'm only going to do those. I'm only going to do my journaling. I'll only do my meditation. I'll only take that special time out for myself when I'm in depletion, when I'm like feeling at the bottom of the mountain and I've got to climb back up. I'm only going to do it when I'm in struggle or challenge, when things in life feels hard. No. It's great to have it as a support when you feel like that, but you cannot stop. When you feel great, you've got to keep with it. Because if you don't keep with it, you're at the bottom of the mountain again. It's the same as when you're in a relationship. So to just go back to Izzy's beautiful question, when she said, I've stopped journaling, I say no to things because I'm scared I'll be rejected. So right there's mindset work to be done. If she's noticing I'm scared of being rejected, so I'm becoming a people pleaser, I can't say no. The invitation would be to take some time out and be with yourself, and maybe get your journal out and maybe go through that really beautiful self-inquiry of, what am I believing that's making me unable to say no? Well, I believe I'll be rejected. How does that make me feel? It makes me feel really awful. How do I desire to feel instead? I desire to feel like it's safe to speak my truth, that I desire to trust. I desire to feel trusting, full of faith. Okay, so what do you need to believe? Well, I need to believe that I won't be rejected. Okay, what else could be true? And you need to play the tape through. Like, do you know 100% for sure he will reject you? If you know 100% for sure that you'll be rejected when you are the truest, most aligned version of you and speaking your truth, his or she is not your person. If you cannot be fully who you are with somebody, they are not your person. And this is in the early stages of dating. These are questions you should be asking yourself. Can I be myself fully with you? Yes or no? You might have to practice being yourself fully. So it's a mindset piece. It's about nipping it in the bud. It's noticing, I feel like if I speak my truth here, I'm going to be rejected. Check it out. In your morning journaling practice, write about it, explore it. Where has that come from? Oh, that's right, because I was rejected when I was 4. I know that story. How can you love that part of you that was rejected when you were 4? Like, this is the deep, profound inner work that we are constantly being invited to do. Before you go into a relationship, when you're just first dating, when you're in a long-term relationship, it does not stop. So there's mindset work. It could be, deep healing around this piece, being scared of rejection. It could be inner child work. Let me just go back into her question. I try and express my needs, but find it so scary to do and then feel like I'm just stuck in this cycle of being friend zoned. It speaks to what we were just saying. What this beautiful woman is sharing is that she's scared to fully express herself. She's scared to communicate her truth. She's deeply scared of rejection. Would anybody here, and I know there's a lot of comments, I'll take a look in a minute, would anybody here judge Izzy for that? Do any of you think any less of her for her fear of sharing the truth of who she is? No. Do we only have understanding and love and compassion for her? Yeah. Do we relate? Yeah. And so we're invited to do that for ourselves. So Izzy, you're invited to do that for yourself. I'm invited to do that for myself. You're all invited to be your own best friend, to notice your patterns, to notice your fears and your worries and your deep anxieties, and to love the parts of you that are creating that, to be there for you. And once you've lovingly acknowledged and like given yourself a cuddle while you're going through that, love also invites you to be firm with yourself in terms of, okay, I need to address this. This is something about myself that keeps coming up, and it does not feel good for me. And it doesn't feel good for the person I'm with, or for my family, or for my kids, or for my coworkers. It's self-sabotaging, and it's sabotaging my relationships. I am going to do something about that. Self-love is self-responsibility. We do it with our children. We love them dearly. If they fall, we will cuddle them. We're not going to tell them they're an idiot for falling over. We'll cuddle them. We'll heal their wounds. And then when it's time for bed, we lovingly make sure they know it's time for bed. Because with love, you need your sleep. So let's set that up properly for you now. Let's make that happen. What's it going to take to get you into bed and having some sleep? Right? So really, the answer here is developing, and it's beginning, if you haven't already begun one, it's maintaining a daily practice. What is that for you? What is the daily practice for you? Because it will be unique to you, and no one can tell you what you should do. And it may change on a daily basis, but you have got to love yourself enough to commit to being there for you every day, where you have an opportunity in a way that feels good for you to check out what's going on in your mind that's holding you back, to notice where you're at emotionally. How do I feel? What do I need? Take that time every day. Develop self-trust by taking action on what you know you need. Don't say you're going to do it and then don't, because that just ruins all your self-trust. Where are you at in terms of your spiritual connection? How connected do you feel with your true self? Not your public image, not your ego, not your like label as a parent or a wife or a girlfriend or, a boss. Your true self. How connected are you to that? And what will it take to strengthen and maintain and deepen that connection? Is it a journaling practice every day or every other day or once a week? Is it a gratitude practice? Is it meditation? Is it taking a walk in the woods? Is it going for a run or doing a boxing class when you know you've got to move some of those bigger emotions? Every single day, we are all being called to take care of our mind, our emotions, our body, and our spiritual connection. And it does not stop when you're in a relationship. James and I sat side by side at 6:30 this morning and meditated. We've never actually done that before. We have meditated together before, but not in a practice that we're developing as a daily thing. We sit in separate rooms and meditate in the mornings. This morning we did it side by side and listened to a guided visualization together. And it was so gorgeous. I just had tears rolling down my cheeks, and it was beautiful. And we're committed to putting ourselves first every day. We're committed to taking care of ourselves individually so that we can be better for each other. If I got to work stuff out in my journal, I work stuff out in my journal. On Monday, I had a ton of stuff that I had to brain dump to work through in my journal. And then I've had a couple of days to sit with it. And I've just come off a call with my coach talking about it and coming up with ways of handling certain things that came up for me. That's self-responsibility. And I invest money in that as well as time. That's what it takes. So, my darling Izzy, your question, I feel, is universal. You are not alone in this. And it's an incredible invitation for us all to remember the importance of being there for ourselves and doing this amazing inner work. As you can tell, I'm very unapologetic about it. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments just to say hello to everybody. Rachel saying, oof, I feel this so much. It's like my conditioning goes into overdrive. Yeah, and it does, and it can. And then we're invited to take self-responsibility for that. Hello, Xenia. Nice to see you, darling. Emma's saying, great questions. Can you possibly list after the call? This is recorded, so by all means, go back, listen to it, and write them down. Yeah. You're probably referring to the is it true questions, yeah? Is it true? What else could be true? Yeah. Yes, it is tough. It is tough, but how fiercely do you desire to love and be loved? How fiercely do you desire to love and be loved? And can you apply that ferocity to your own self-love first? Because that's where it begins. And it doesn't have to take hours every day. Like there's this thing of, oh my God, it's going to be hours. I'll never get anything done doing all this inner work. No. And how about setting the intention to let it be joyful, to let it be fun, to let it be inspiring? How about setting the intention to love the process of getting to know yourself, to really enjoy getting to know this beautiful person? Why does that have to be tough? Why is that such a horrible invitation? And right there might be some gold. If that sounds tough to you, if that sounds like a really horrible invitation, if it sounds terrifying, there's something right there to be checked out. And you don't have to do it alone. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, what do you mean, Katie? There's something there to be checked out. So you reach out to a therapist or a coach, and they'll help you with what is so repulsive or terrifying about the idea of knowing who you are. What is that about? Especially if you want to be in a healthy relationship. You really want to be in that beautiful, healthy relationship, and you want them to want you as much as you want them. If you believe there's something about you that's terrifying or repulsive to hang out with and get to know and dig deep into, why would then surely someone else is going to be thinking that, or the belief is that they would be. So right there is a barrier to beautiful, empowered love, right? Sarah's saying cute. Is that about us meditating side by side? Yeah. It is cute. Yeah, it is cute. All right, darlings, I got a dash. I'm sending you so, so much love. If you are single, or if you know a single woman, I bet you know one or two. There's more of us in midlife. Did you know? Come do my 5-day Meet Your Soulmate challenge. We're starting on the 14th of February. So we've got a little bit of time. We're like a month away. So a month away, you can start blocking the time out in your diary. And this could be the week that you put a daily practice into practice. You could begin it in that week with me. You can ask me your questions. I will help you to put a plan together for how you can begin this inner journey of loving your mind, your emotions, your body, and your spirit. That's predominantly what we're going to be doing over those 5 days, preparing you for a really, really healthy relationship. So if you want to join I've already put the link here above the video. It's there for you. And if you have any friends, invite them along. And if you want to check out my membership, the Love Lounge, you're so welcome to. We're offering a 7-day free trial at the moment. You get group coaching from me. So we're on Zoom. We can see each other. I can coach you. We have amazing masterclasses. And I'm just wrapping up the plan for the entire year with all of these unbelievable world-class experts who are going to come in and teach on everything from feminine leadership to sex and intimacy to pleasure to relationships to health and well-being to self-care to money. February is the month of money. Oh my goodness, so much. So yeah, very, very excited. It's a beautiful space, amazing community, and you're welcome to come try it out for 7 days. Feel into it. If it feels good for you, you can stay. If it doesn't, you can leave. No questions asked. Anywho, love you loads. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you back here next week. And don't forget, if you've got a question for me, like Izzy did, just email support@theschoolofself.love, and I will choose a question every week to answer. Love you, darlings. Thanks for joining. Bye.